Oxventure Blades in the Dark merch is available now. Catch Volisport's newest and most notorious gang of thieves red-handed in an all-new scene. Nab this stunning piece of Oxventure art on a t-shirt or as a poster. Then declare your allegiance for Edvard's hated rival, the ruthless industrialist Amadeus Astor, with an Astor Interventions pin. Just don't let Edvard see you wearing it, or we'll never hear the end of it. Add these precious pieces to your collection by going to store.outsidextra.com.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Oxventure Presents Blades in the Dark. I'm Luke, and gosh, which of the rogues gallery is joining me today?
I am Lilith, and I am a whisper. Shh, I talk to ghosts.
And I am Edvard Lumiere, the inventor of a mechanical man my marketing department has informed me I can't refer to as wonderful until I make some improvements and they stop pulling their own heads off. So we're in R&D at the moment, hoping to launch Q3.
If it could just stop begging for death, then that would...
Just can't get around the begging for death problem. I don't understand it.
Yeah, the R&D stands for robots and death.
Yeah.
The robot and death department.
Just it's quite the rum situation. Anyway.
Well, speaking of the wonderful mechanical man, before we kick off today's adventure, why don't we cover off a little bit of downtime, seeing as I think we haven't had either of you in an adventure in a while. Edvard, you've got one free downtime action, I think, because you weren't here for the last. And Lilith, you've got 2 free downtime activities. If you would like a reminder of the current long-term projects that the gang has on, we've got Casimir's Cane, which currently has 2 of 8 pieces filled. We've got Better Doctor, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 of 6 filled, and Wonderful Mechanical Man, which has 2 of 8.
I did promise the old man I'd help him out with the cane, so I should probably get that out of the way first before I focus on my wonderful mechanical man.
Great. All right, well, roll me for that. Tell me what you're doing to the cane.
Okay, well, this is a tinker roll.
Mm-hmm.
So, and am I revealing what I'm doing to the cane, or am I just saying that I'm making improvements to it?
Why don't we keep it mysterious? Because I think I don't want. I hope I speak for the audience here. I don't want to know what the cane is until it's finished and ready to be presented. But I'm super psyched to see it. So yeah, tell me in cryptic terms.
Okay, well, first of all, I mean the old cane is frankly an embarrassment. Just made of wood and brass. Didn't do anything. It may as well have been a stick, for goodness sake. So, what I've done is I've examined the cane. I've determined that it would have just as much support if it were hollow and we were able to put certain mechanical elements inside. And I've been working on trying to come up with the right alloy metal that will allow flexibility and strength, but also durability for the improvements that I'm going to add.
Lush.
So here we go with the roll. That is a 2 and a 6. Nice.
A 6. Ooh. Wow, great work. A 6 fills 3 spots on the thing, so that goes from 2 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gosh.
Nice.
Right now
that
there are
definitely is.
3...
I'm just counting. It's a very odd constellation dice over here, but that is definitely 6.
Yeah. Nice, very good work. Cool, the cane has progressed nicely. How about you, Lilith?
I would like to help with the doctor situation.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
How do I roll for that?
Well, however you like, really. The last we heard, Casimir had basically approached a vet about trying to, basically seeing if they would be up for doing some off-the-books physical mending. So perhaps there's something you can do that would push that forward a little.
I'd like to, I do some, when I'm not doing crimes, I'm over at the university and we do have a medical training thing there where doctors appear from every once in a while.
Yep.
So I'm gonna ask around and see if there's anyone there who wants to get some extra training in under their belt, get some practice in, and see if they'll help us out.
Very nice. Okay, so roll me for that then.
Okay, that's a 3.
A 3. Okay, so that fills just one piece of pie, but that takes us from 1, 2, 3, 4 to 5, which is good. And then you do, in fact, have another downtime activity. If you,
I would like to try and reduce some heat for us again.
Yep.
I'm kind of doing okay personally, so I'm just trying to help out the group at the moment. Yeah, I'm gonna go around and be like, oh yeah, I know, like there's been like some like ghost dinosaurs and things, but there definitely wasn't us.
Ghost dinosaurs?
It's fine. Don't worry, Edvard.
Feel like
it was a whole
have,
thing.
Feel like someone should have mentioned the ghost dinosaurs.
It was a basilisk. Entirely different.
Yeah. It's a different giant lizard.
What you get up to in your spare time is none of my business. As long as it doesn't turn up here.
Alright. Okay, that's just a 2.
Okay, you've reduced heat by 1, so that is still helpful because the heat, I mean...
It's on.
Yep. There we go. We've taken it down from 1 to 0, which sounds great, but last time there was an escapade, it was a Barnaby and Casimir situation, and there was so much heat that they actually added a wanted level, so...
What?
Swings and roundabouts. But you have reduced heat by 1, so that's really good news. Fantastic. Right. Good job, everyone. We are making progress towards our goals.
I added a whoopee cushion into Casimir's cane.
Oh, in fact, I tell you what, before we also kick off, let's check in. How's everyone doing in terms of harm and stress currently?
I'm on 1 stress and I'm clear of harm. I managed to avoid stuff. So
great job, Lilith. How about you, Edvard?
Okay, so I've got no harm and 5 stress.
5 stress. Okay, great. Well, we find you in the back room of Eleanor's largely legal antiques. Edvard, you are just finishing your work on Casimir's cane, the latest development. And Lilith, you are deep in thought, because in preparation for the assault on the Dimmer Mansion, you were tasked with finding out how to deal with the second door to the Sisters' Vault, guarded by a demon in thrall to the cult. Your only lead was a name, Esketra, and the sure knowledge that if anyone in Volisport knows what this thing is, that knowledge is probably to be found in Volisport Academy, where you are doing your studies, in the White Crown district. Your mentor, spectrology professor Emmeline Penderin, might be able to help, you think.
I really like my teacher's name. Edvard, what do you know about demons?
Demons? Nothing, I'm afraid. I tend to focus more on the scientific than the supernatural. I do have an interest in the supernatural, but nothing it's more ghosts. Nothing I've seen really to do with demons. Sorry, can't really help you there.
Well, the thing is, there's this... I thought you might be interested in this one because it's also a little bit mechanical. It's to do with locks. So there are basically, magical doors that, are this combination of demon and mechanical. And
really, it's honestly a very fascinating area of science, actually. The combination of ghosts with scientific advances. Like, for example, when we were in the Dimmer Mansion, Zilla was telling me about the door that was like a programmable ghost or something.
Yes, yeah.
Honestly, it's absolutely fascinating. Very interesting.
Well, how do you fancy a trip? See, when I'm not here, I'm actually studying and doing research over at the university. Would you like to come and help me ask around and find out some things?
Absolutely. Where's a nice day for it? Take a walk. Why not?
Yeah. The grounds are absolutely beautiful.
Can you check some books out from the library for me? Would that be?
Yeah, of course.
Capital. All right, let's go.
Yeah, nice.
It is indeed a beautiful day, or as beautiful a day as is ever managed in Volisport, which means that you think probably past the permanent layer of smog.
I can almost see the sun.
You can almost see the sun, glimpses of blue sky. And there is a fresh breeze coming in off the sea that is wafting away quite a lot of the stench. And you make your way to Volisport Academy, which, as you've described, Lilith, is indeed a really beautiful building. It's a very old stone series of colleges. The campus is broken into 3 separate colleges, in fact, each one a pillar of understanding representing the body, mind and soul. You've got the College of Imperial Science, which is where history, study stuff like that. The College of Naval Command, which is all to do with warfare and Leviathan hunting. And then you've got the College of Immortal Studies, Lilith, where you do most of your work. This college started as a theology department, but now classes include history, philosophy, spectrology, which is what you study, pre-cataclysm studies, music, and theatre studies.
It's all a bit artsy-fartsy over there, isn't it?
It's a...
Hey.
Well, I mean, it's a, the fact that it's a humanities department is, I think, the in-universe reason why Lilith can spend so much time doing crime elsewhere. Because it's a real, it's a 2 contact hours a week situation.
Yeah, didn't have time for that in my studies. I was too busy building death rays.
Yeah, the lab sessions aren't as long, as in that they don't really exist. We're encouraged to just go and do our own research.
So you think someone here will know about this demon we're after?
Yes, one of my professors, Emmeline, she is quite widely versed in this sort of stuff. So I think if we go to her,
great. What are her office hours?
Questions, well, she only teaches like 2 classes a week, so whenever really.
Gosh, it's been a long time since I've been back at university. Maybe we could go to the student union after this. Have a couple of pints.
Yes, of course. The dirty pints, which they're called that because the glasses are all not very clean here. It's very difficult to get the grease off.
As you regale each other with campus stories, you stroll through said campus and come
There's
up to
the statue of the founder. I put a traffic cone on his head during Rag Week. I was quite the japes we used to get up to.
Yeah.
Of course, I was expelled. It's quite the scandal.
Oh. See, I thought I heard that story and I was so surprised that it didn't become this thing where, whenever it's taken off, someone else just puts another traffic cone on top of it. But yeah, I guess.
Yeah, turns out Edward was the first one to do it, and everyone was so shocked and upset.
Classic. And we dismantled the dean's carriage actually, and we reassembled it on the roof of the college. But then several people did slip and fall from the roof and were killed.
Yes. The crusty old dean was so upset that he retired.
He retired and then died as well. It was quite the body count for Rag Week that week.
Oh my goodness.
Well, as you are regaling each other with these tales, you approach the College of Immortal Studies, a large, square, imposing stone building built in the old style. Mm-hmm. You can't get to the front door though, because outside there is a crowd of students all murmuring, and 2 bluecoats, officers of the law, who are stood in front of the main door, and quite a crowd is assembling. It seems that something has happened.
I wonder what's going on. Okay, so I kind
nothing's
of
happened to your professor.
I hope not either.
This could be worrying.
This could be a very short adventure. I try and see through the crowd. I try and ease my way through and get to the front and have a look and see what's going on.
Nice. No need to roll me for that, I don't think. Although there is a crowd here, they're not exactly sort of pressing in and panicking. These are students who have showed up for lectures across all studies, only to be refused entry by the bluecoats, which is odd. As you get closer, Lilith, you spot someone who you do recognise, a Professor Mictor, who is the head of the college. Professor Mictor appears to be somewhat dishevelled and is talking to the bluecoats in hushed tones. Then he turns around and calls for silence to the crowd and says, I'm sorry, everyone. There's been an incident. Please, everyone, return to your dormitories. There are more bluecoats inside completing an investigation. For now, we can say no more, but please, all classes today and most likely for the next few days are cancelled. I'm so sorry. The assembled crowd of students are like, way, and cancel, woo.
Yeah.
In that way that you are excited about cancelled lectures in university and forgetting at the time that they're very expensive and you're paying for them. So the students sort of start to dissipate. Professor Mictor goes inside, leaving just 2 bluecoats stood on the door.
I've seen this before, Lilith. It seems like probably what's happened is that some prankster has created a confetti bomb they were going to set off in the quad, but it went off in their face, killing them. It's all too common a story.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Wow. Your university days were quite wild.
Lucky to have survived them, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, it's usually a lot calmer here, but, like, I've never seen, like, an entire building kind of closed off.
I'm worried about your lecturer.
Yeah.
I mean, should we see if we can get closer and find out what's actually happened?
Yeah, I think I'll ask one of the blue coats, if it's possible to reach one of the professors.
Yeah, good idea. You distract them.
Okay. So I go up to one of the blue coats, and I'm like,
Hold it there, no further, please.
Yes, sorry, officer. I want to try and get hold of Professor Emmeline Pendleton and try and I want to. I have an appointment to talk with her.
Penderin?
Yes. Sorry. I do go to this university, honestly.
I don't think she'll be making that appointment now or ever.
Wait, has something happened to her?
Confetti bomb.
Oh yes. Well, mustn't really disclose any more than that. There has been an incident. That is all I am allowed to tell you at present. If you would please step away. We are as yet. My colleagues are inside, attempting to determine the nature of the incident. They should be out shortly to issue a report to me, but at no point will I be informing you of any of this, miss. If you wouldn't mind going away.
Okay.
And he sort of
officer,
settles back into his kind of door blocking cross-arm.
While this has been going on, I've just been scoping out the windows, see if I can see anything through the ground floor windows.
Cool. Make me a peeping roll.
A peeping.
Peeping.
So that's, I guess, study, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
All
like
right.
it could be.
Oh, it's a 2.
Okay. You can't see. You can't see anything. You can hear voices talking inside. You get the impression that if there was some way to get this window open just a little, you could probably hear what they were saying inside. But as it is, nothing.
Okay, I jam a flathead screwdriver under the window and just crack it a little.
Cool. Yeah. You. That's something to roll for. It's very much in your wheelhouse. I think you're okay. Actually, no. Yeah. Roll me for it. Go on.
Right.
This is just to see if if anyone inside notices you doing it.
Okay, so is this a rec roll?
Yeah. That's
Okay, a rec roll. That's a 5.
You crack open the window and just lever it up. It makes a subtle creaking sound, but nothing too loud. And suddenly, the voices that are inside you can hear a bit more clearly. It's 2 bluecoats talking amongst themselves about nothing in particular. Then you hear another, and you can sort of see a little bit as well, kind of through the gap here. You see another bluecoat enter and sort of dust off his hands and say, "Well, frankly, I'm ready to rule this misadventure. If you want my professional opinion as a investigator, well, it's a terminal case of clever clogs." And the other two both chuckle. If these hoity-toity intellectual types will meddle with things that none of us are supposed to understand, sometimes they will pay the price. Look, I don't think this is one that we need to investigate particularly. Doesn't look like murder to me. Seems like some sort of, as I say, spectral misadventure. But I'll tell you what, you two keep stationed on the door outside, rotating shifts just for the next few days, just so that it looks like we're making an effort in case the Lord Almighty professors get a bit fidgety about exactly how much we care about this, which is frankly not at all. So pubs are open. Who's joining me for a drink? And they all leave the room. Lilith, at your station back outside the college, the door swings open behind the blue coat stood there, and 3 of them emerge, whisper something to the blue coat stood there, and he goes, "Huh, case of clever clogs." And the 3 of them depart, leaving
just that one who is now stood in front. He says, "As I say, miss, go about your business."
All right, I wander over to Edvard, quietly steaming.
Distinct strain of anti-intellectualism at this in this police department. Lilith,
What
real
do you
town
know?
and gown situation.
I don't know what you heard, but I heard like case of the clever clogs. Like,
Well,
I
it
reckon-
sounds a lot like your professor has. They've ruled it misadventure. It sounds like she was dabbling in the dark arts and came a cropper.
well, maybe
there.
that's what they think, but like we have such strict rules here. Like we can't just experiment. It's not like the Dimmer sisters where they're splicing ghosts together.
So
we have
you
to be
suspect foul play.
Yeah, we have to be so careful. We have to adhere to so many rules when we're here. And, like, to be honest, I was a little bit worried about asking her about the doors because, you know, they are such, you know, dark magic. It's not looked like it's the sort of stuff that's locked away in the library. You know, you wanted me to get some library books for you. Well, I couldn't be able to get one of those library books without about 50 permission forms.
Well, why don't we get in there and investigate the crime scene ourselves?
All right, yeah. Well, I would like to flash back quickly to my orientation rag week, where I joined like as a kind of PhD researchy person, and
Invented a bra bomb.
and basically I was shown my fellow spectrology department people basically have like a hidden network of ways around the place, because while we, you know, ghosts are obviously real and we believe in them, we also a little bit of a prankster ourselves, with one tunnel in particular jumping out in the drama department's little mini theatre, which is quite fun during a performance to be like when they don't realise it, just these hidden trapdoors and stuff. So yeah, I know that there is a particular tree, a very old tree that was planted there by a very old monarch of Volisport, and I go over to it, and just behind it is like a grate, which, you know, is assumed to be for ventilation and stuff, and it looks like it's all overgrown, but actually it's just very cleverly disguised, and I pull it too.
Excellent. Well, this sounds like an engagement role sort of situation, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, well, if we are attempting to trespass unseen, as it were, well, okay. So let's go through. First, load. How much are you taking in?
I'm gonna go for a normal load.
Normal load.
This
Cool.
is, well, maybe. You know what? I'm gonna go for a heavy load because this is my place. You know, so if I'm carrying loads of stuff, they're not gonna suspect me. So I'm gonna go for a heavy load.
Cool. Possibly you showed up to this university expecting a quiet and civil conversation, but with a large bag full of odds and ends that you thought might...
I was going to drop some stuff off at my desk, you know, that I've got
Sure.
in the office that I share with some people, so...
How about you, Edvard?
Just normal, please.
Okay, method, which style of plan is this? Assault, deception, stealth, occult, social, or transport? It sounds from your description and setup, Lilith, which was excellent, by the way, that this might be a stealth or possibly deception if we're trying to lure, trick, or manipulate your way past the guard. Or it could be a classic stealth situation, trespass unseen. And you have, in fact, detailed the point of infiltration, so I think...
Sounds like stealth to me.
Yeah,
Feels like
I think
stealth.
It's stealth with... Later on, there will be sprinkled in some social stuff, because I might bump into some people that are already in the building. But
Yep.
primarily stealth.
Cool. Let's start counting up dice. Well, you've got one for pure luck. Is this particularly bold or daring? You know what? Actually, I'm going to say maybe this one is not especially bold or daring, just because also, Lilith, you do know your way around here. We are breaking in, but... So yeah, I'm going to say this one is particularly bold or daring, but that does not reflect how bold or daring you are. Does it expose a vulnerability or hit them where they're weakest? Yeah, no, I don't really think so. Friends or contact provide aid. I feel like you've already checked that, Lilith, with your sneaky method way of getting in. And finally, because you are such sneaky shadows, your second story special ability gives you an extra dice on the engagement roll when you execute a clandestine infiltration. So that's 3.
Here come 3 1s.
Oh my god.
What? Is that a
Okay,
good or
hang
a
on,
bad?
hang on. I'm just going to hold these up.
It's fine, Edvard. We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Now, that is the highest result you can possibly get. The odds are extremely unlikely. Part of me wants to make this like a 1 because it's 666. Like there could
The
be no more.
devil's roll.
There could be no more cursed. The devil's
We're
roll.
going
Devil's
into
box
the
car.
spectrology, and
Yeah.
we're
This doesn't
finding out
bode
about
well.
demons.
Doesn't bode well.
Oh no!
It's just on theme.
But yeah, you know what? We're investigating demons. I think I
Wow.
might actually have cursed myself planning this campaign.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay. Okay. Well, hopefully, if something happens to me, this adventure will give you all the tools you need to figure out exactly
The
what
dice
took place.
just spell out Bagul.
Okay. Well, yeah. Lilith, tell me about this. Tell me about this secret passage.
Well, basically, once you're in, it's standing room. You have to like crouch in and under, but it's just very like cleverly disguised with kind of fairly magical, like it looks like the roots have like grown up into it, but actually it's just hidden. And inside it's actually quite clean. It's used fairly often, so it's not like dusty or cobwebby or anything. It's just a nice quick way for the spectrology students and staff to get between lessons. Like if you tell anyone about it who isn't like who's enrolled anyway, like Edvard's fine because he's been expelled, but if you let any of the other staff
Sent
within
down
the building
briefly.
know.
Is allowed to come back when
Okay.
I remove the traffic cone.
It's quite nice. Like there's some very pretty sconces along the wall. They're very ornate and they're kind of like glowing with an ethereal light. Yeah, there's just like a little. It's a bit like the Dimmer Sisters rooms, but it's obviously like been well looked after,
Nice.
rather than forgotten about.
As you are sauntering down this clean and dry and comfortable passage, you actually find a little nook cut into the wall where it looks like, my goodness, some ragweek scoundrels have been plotting an excellent prank, because some of those lethal confetti cannons that you mentioned, Edvard, you recognise a few of them. And also clearly placed
Classic.
here where they thought no one would spot it, but today you're just so perceptive, both of you. Just hidden behind a loose brick in this alcove is a little pouch that has a sewn-on label that says "Prank Kitty," and inside is 2 coin.
Hey, nice.
So yep.
Add that to the coffers.
Excellent,
I'll also take these
yeah.
confetti cannons as well.
Oh yeah, and they do not count against your load. You just can have them.
Yeah.
This passage brings you up inside one of inside the kind of central lobby of the college building. There is no one around, and you can hear absolutely nothing. It seems that the whole building has been evacuated because of, well, obviously because something went down here. And looking down, on one hand, you can see the corridor that leads to the main entrance, and you can sort of see through the glass the blue coat who is stood outside looking away from you, actually from the kind of like slow slump and heave of their shoulders. You think that he's probably already fallen asleep, so you are very much in here with completely undetected.
Great.
There is there's a set of stairs in here, and signs leading to all the different departments that are located within this college.
All right, which way, Lilith?
Okay, so we need to go up to we're on like one of the top floors. Like spectrology, it's very stereotypical. We have to be in like the tall, spooky part of the castle. So it's up in the furthest corner in a really cool tower with a nice pointy spire. What we need to do is we need to sneak past this guy and get up and try and find our way to where Emmeline was and see try and have a look at the crime scene ourselves.
Yep. I probably wasn't very clear before. No need to sneak past this guard. He does not know you're there. He's outside the building. You're inside, and he has no idea that you came in.
We got in.
So, and the building appears to be empty, so you can stroll
Run
on
up
up.
the place. Let's just head up there.
Oh, it's like it's an inset day. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, you climb up the marble staircases that wind up through the building, up to the spectrology department. It's rather small. It's basically one corridor with rooms coming off of it. Some seminar rooms. There's a lecture theatre at the end for larger gatherings. And you know exactly where Emmeline Professor Penderin's office is, Lilith, because of course you've spoken to her many times. It's just one of the rooms coming off of this corridor. But something else catches your eye as you take your first steps down this corridor, which is at this point dimly lit, steps echoing. Things are starting to feel a little bit spooky here, and you notice that on the floor there are some signs of a struggle and a pool of blood around a broken door. What looks like the door to a broom closet has been shattered and smashed. And as you peer around to look into this broom closet, you do indeed see on the ground the body of Professor Penderin. It's lying face down in a pool of blood, and you can see very, very clumsily and lazily the blue coats they haven't even done a chalk outline around the body. They've just drawn an arrow in the corner just to sort of indicate it was roughly here.
I fished a essay out of one of the little folders on one of the office doors, and I'm reading it, and it's like, this is utter rot. Do you want to change the marks on any of these while we're in? I assume they grade on a curve if you want to just bump yourself up.
Yeah, Lilith, you know what? For the 666 roll, if you want to just like finish riding that wave, I'll let you alter your marks if you want, so that you.
That's okay. Because I'm in a research position, it's more that it's less marks. Like see these markings here, it's less a mark and more of a kind of like, okay, we will, let you continue your research. So I'll just like sneakily be like, yes, you continue. Change it to a yes.
You put a funding approved stamp.
Yes.
On your research. Yeah.
I changed the essay I'm reading to a third, and I say, terrible rot. Rethink your opinions.
I check the name, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like them. Yeah, he won't shut up in lessons, and no,
you can tell.
I like on the ones that I sit in on. Yeah.
There is another rubber stamp nearby that says terrible rot when you dunk stamp it on. Okay, so inside this broom closet with the smashed door and the face down body of Professor Penderin inside.
Oh my god, there's a body here. Sorry, I didn't notice.
Yeah.
There's blood everywhere. Here is the crime scene.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I would like to kind of like take a little look around the professor, and like see where the blood has come from, like see where wounds
Come
might
from
be.
inside her. It was inside her, and now it's outside her. Cause of death: blood is outside.
Inside blood got outside.
Yeah, that should all be inside.
Yeah, that's
Excellent.
true. I just want to know where from, though. Like, where's the hole? They usually come out of like a bit of a hole, and then.
Make me roll for this then, Lilith. This strikes me, Edvard, as what might be a good occasion for you to help, seeing as you are both investigating.
Yep.
If you ever want to help another teammate with a roll, for the cost of only 1 stress, they can add an extra dice to that roll, or you can just make your 2 separate rolls, whatever you prefer.
Yeah, I'll do a study roll.
Okay, cool. All right, both of you roll study then.
It's a 5.
I got a 3 and a 5 as well.
Yeah, you begin your search. The body is face down, and you are both reluctant to turn it over because
These are new shoes.
These are new shoes / obvious interference with the crime scene that maybe even these bluecoats would consider to be not cool. You do, however, notice that on the walls and the door frame around this broom closet are long scratch marks that look like they were made by nails, but I mean, some nails, perhaps
Claws.
yeah, more like claws. Yeah, those nail marks extend. Actually, you now notice that there are some like scuffs on the floor as well, like little gouges just chipped out of the stone. And as you follow them back, these claw marks lead down the corridor and actually seem to lead up to the door of Professor Penderin's office, which is just slightly ajar. Edvard, as you look down, you notice that your new shoes, you have indeed got a little bit of blood on them.
Oh.
Not on the top, not in the sort of
Just on
delicate
the sole.
top bit, but yeah, you may have left a footprint in the blood pool back in the closet.
Oh, I should probably do something about that. I'm going to start cleaning up the crime scene now. Okay, Lilith, if you want to go ahead, I should do something about that because, I mean, we've already got some heat.
Yeah. If you want to.
Yeah, all right. I clean my shoe off and then I go back to take care of any footprints I've left.
Yep, sure. Okay. I'll tell you what. Make me a roll for cleaning up the crime scene, but in a way that will look very natural.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
That'll be finesse, I suppose.
I think so.
Okay, so that's 2 dice. It's a 3 and a 4.
3 and a 4. Okay. Yeah, you basically what you have to do is mop up quite a lot of the blood, but just try and like take the whole blood puddle in a few inches.
And I get it all in a J cloth, and then I wring it out a bit further
Yeah.
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
But
Flawless.
you do just about manage it. That would have been 2 heat, but I'll take it down to 1. That'll be the sort of complication for that. Meanwhile, Lilith. You're in the office taking a look around. No need to roll study in here. It's quite obvious that something is awry. Inside this room, everything's quite dishevelled. There's a large ornate desk that you have sat in front of many times before in conversation with Professor Penderin. The chair that you normally sit on lies on its side, although Professor Penderin's chair appears upright still. There's a chest of drawers against one wall that has been smashed, and again, just generally along the floor and some of the walls and the door frame, some of these claw marks.
Goodness. Well, I'd like to kind of like have a look around desk for like a diary or something, just in case there's like a list of appointments somewhere, or
Yep,
if
great.
it was anything listed.
Cool.
So I'm gonna study. 4 and a 4.
4 and a 4. Okay. You do find on her desk a sort of calendar of appointments. There is a kind of breakdown of her day yesterday. It all looks like sort of normal academic business, but then actually sort of in the margins, after hours, there is just kind of scrawled in pen quickly. It says 9 p.m. F ?
Okay.
As you hunch over the office, you suddenly feel a chill run down your spine, and as you just look to one side, you see the ghost of Professor Penderin, and she actually just walks straight through you.
Oh, I hate when they do that.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you roll at 4?
4.
Take level 1 harm.
Oh no! I shouldn't have said anything.
Take level 1 harm. Spooky.
Spooky damage.
Spooky damage. Yeah, Edvard, at this point, you're presumably joining in the office, and
I walk in, I'm like, you would not believe the amount of blood I had to wring out of that J cloth.
I'm just feeling very like.
I thought there was so much blood in such a small woman.
You see the spirit
Oh.
of Professor Penderin just phase quickly through Lilith.
Was that her?
Yeah,
Lilith, talk to her.
I'm trying. Okay. So what I would like to try and do is compel her.
Okay.
If I can reach out to her and compel her to tell us who did this to her.
Sure.
So, all right.
Compel her to buy me some new shoes.
6. Got a 6.
A 6. Okay.
Nice.
You begin the compelling, and absolutely nothing happens. But the fact that nothing happens, Lilith, tells you everything you need to know.
Of course.
This is not a ghost in the traditional sense. This is actually what you, Lilith, know is referred to as an echo. It is the remnant of a ghost on a loop, acting out certain actions that surround a violent or disturbing action. It has no will of its own, which might explain why it just blankly walked straight through you. And as if it can't see you or has no awareness of either of the two of you now, because it doesn't, the ghost of Professor Penderin, having walked through you, walks around to the other side of her desk and just makes a motion as if she's dragging a chair. She's not dragging a chair, it's just a sort of ghostly mime up to her desk. She then walks around and sits down in her chair and just sits there with tented fingers, listening for a while. Then suddenly she looks up at the door, says something, but there's no sound, and gestures to the seat that she's gestures to the spot in front of the desk, and just sits there for a while, seeming to be listening.
Oh my goodness. I've read about these, but I've never actually seen one of these. Okay, Edvard, this is an echo. This is what happened last night. Like, these only occur around, like, extremely important, especially in, violent...
Oh, if she died in a terrible passion.
Yeah, and so basically this is if we just watch what happens here, we can sort of see how this plays out. But don't let it walk through you, otherwise.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Take
While the ghost
damage.
was moving, I took some chalk from the blackboard and I've just traced out the path that the ghost takes, so I can avoid it.
Nice, very nice.
Very smart. The ghost of the professor, having sat there for a little while, appears to just kind of slightly glitch, and then all of a sudden she is like up stood next to the desk. Looks like she's going to leave, but then turns. Looks like she's caught in a moment of indecision, and then instead heads over to the window of the office, which is flanked by thick velvet curtains. She makes some motion with her hands. She almost looks like she's removing something, but it doesn't seem clear what she could be removing. And then walks around to the spot where the tipped-over chair is, and just starts making a mime as if like this. And then again here, just slightly to the right.
Lilith, do you recognise what she's doing with her hands?
I don't know. It looks like she's giving someone bunches.
Okay, I'm going to say it's probably not that.
Yeah, I don't think so. She wasn't really a hairstyle person. I go and take a look at the window to see what might have been there or might be missing.
Cool.
So take a study. 2 and a 3.
Yeah, it is. It's not clear to you. You walk over to the curtains, thick. You do think, gosh, it's weird that these. It's awfully dark in here. It would be a little less dark with these curtains.
Oh, no. Can I have a realization even though I rolled a 3?
Yes, I'm excited. Yes.
Can I say it would probably be easier to see if we open these these curtains, and then open it and have a look myself.
I think open it because the thing is, I think the tassels, the window ties, the window sashes are not there anymore. And
so that's what she was tying rather than bunches.
Yeah, I think she was. I have a feeling whatever happened to her, she was trying to help the person. I think she was tying them to the chair so that they couldn't harm themselves or others, and it didn't work out.
Interesting. Can I see the ties anywhere in the room?
Yes. Now that Lilith has said this, Edvard, you crouch down and kneel in a cool, investigatory way, and by the tipped-over chair, actually, just underneath, you can see shredded remains of some soft velvet curtain ties.
Yeah.
There it is, proof positive
Proof
of
if
Lilith's
proof be
theory.
need be. Some kind of monstrous transformation.
As you hold these scraps aloft, you spot that the professor now is leaving the room.
Okay,
She's
right.
she goes to the door of her office, makes a mime as to open it. Obviously, she's not opening it. Just close it. She's just clipping through the half-open door that's actually there, though, and is out into the corridor.
She goes through the door like this.
Yeah. She just T-poses straight through the yeah.
I would like to follow her. Edvard, would you like to join?
Um,
Or do you want to have a look around the office a bit more?
yeah, I'd
or-
like to see if there's anything that could identify what this creature is, if there are any tracks or any sort of physical evidence that it's left behind.
Cool. I'll follow the echo, you follow the gouges, I reckon. You might find something in that.
Okay, let's stick with Lilith first. Lilith, as you move out into the hallway, you see the ghost of the professor sort of walk with a hurried step down the corridor and take a stop in front of another door. She goes as if to pull something out of her pocket, but her ghostly hand, of course, is empty, and makes like that. And then again clips through this door. When you get closer to it, you see that the door is marked private, faculty access only, and when you try the handle, you find that it is locked.
Aha.